Hi everyone! I recently made this wrap top since I wanted something a little warmer and festive to wear this holiday season, and I designed it so that it can be worn in two ways, either as a wrap like this or as a cardigan with a bow. So if you want to make one yourself, I'll show you how. For materials, I used 400 grams of acrylic yarn, which is about 3 skeins of this impeccable loops and threads yarn, a yarn needle, a couple stitch markers, a 5mm crochet hook, scissors, and waste yarn, and of course the 48-pin center knitting machine. If you don't already have one, I have a discount code and the link below. I will get a small kickback, but it's always a nice way to support the channel so I can keep producing these video tutorials. I'm also going to be making some straps with an icord maker, but if you don't have one, you can also do this on knitting needles. I'll link a video tutorial below. If you can't make the icord straps, you can also use ribbon or a long braid. For the construction, I'll be making 2 sleeves, 1 back panel, 2 front panels, and some icord straps. I'm usually between a size small and medium in US sizing, so here are my measurements in inches so you can adjust accordingly, and the stitch and row counts I'll be using. I'll show these again throughout the video. First up are the sleeves. So I'm going to be making the sleeves first. I'll start with my waste yarn and casting on about 10 rounds of waste yarn. To do that, I'm taking the tail end and tucking it under the first hook and then weaving the working end, one in front and one behind each hook until I get to the start. And then I use a moderate tension position in the tension guide, which is through the first one and out the last one. From there, I'm just doing 10 rounds of the waste yarn to create a base. So now that I've done 10 rounds, I'm going to cut my waste yarn and then pull it out. Now I'm going to switch to the loops and threads working yarn. I'm going to leave a really long tail like I always do because I use this to secure the ends. So I just put it in my yarn guide in front of the next hook, and you can start working this in. So I'm going to do 122 rounds. You can use an app called Row Counter to help you do this. Okay, so I'm at 122 rows now, so I'm going to, again, cut another really long end and put that into the center. And then I'm going to use my yarn needle to pick up the last stitch because I'm going to create some ribbing on the end for the sleeve. Thread my yarn needle. Then to actually cast off, I have the working yarn in the center and I'm just turning past all the hooks so that they lift the loop from the hook. And now you can cast off using the yarn needle. So I'm just picking up every single loop off the hooks so that the sleeve is free from the machine. And now that all the loops are picked up, you can cut the waste yarn. So now you can go ahead and repeat that process to create a second sleeve. So now I'm going to be securing the sleeves. I already finished this one and I'm going to work on the bottom end here. And then on this side, I'm going to create ribbing. From the cast on side, pull up a loop using the long tail end. From there, slip stitch into each stitch of the first row. After slip stitching through every single stitch and then slip stitching to the start, you can release it from the cast on yarn. Okay, so now I'm going to create ribbing on this side. It will look like this when it's done. It's a pretty subtle effect, but I think it makes it look a lot more finished, so it's definitely more optional if you want to do that as well. If you're planning to do the ribbing, take some waste yarn and feed it through each stitch of the 8th row from the edge. This is because that's where I want my ribbing to start. You can make this longer or shorter if you prefer. And the waste yarn will prevent the sleeve from unraveling as you work. I'm going to create a purl section on every third so that it will be like a ribbing pattern. To create the knit 2 purl 1 ribbing, I'm using my long cast off tail end as the working yarn, and I'm slip stitching through 2 of the stitches and I'm turning the third one into a purl column. Now release the third stitch from the cast off yarn, and I always pull a long loop before removing my crochet hook so that I can prevent that from unraveling. But here I'm unraveling the third column so that I can turn that into purls. So I just flipped it to the back side here. And then I pick up the loop being caught by the waste yarn, and then I simply insert my hook, yarn over with the next row, and pull through, yarn over with the next row and pull through, and just repeat that till I get to the top, and then I'll slip stitch it with that long loop that I pulled. From the front, insert your hook through the long loop and the purl column, and then slip stitch. And that's how you make the ribbing for the first 3 stitches, so you're going to keep repeating this until you get to the start and slip stitch into the start. And if you want a more in-depth tutorial on this, I have another tutorial showing how to do this on a ribbed sweater. Okay, once I'm at the start, I can take out the waist yarn. And you can also do 1 round of slip stitches to tighten up the edge. Okay, so our 2 sleeves are done. Now moving on to the back panel. Okay, for the back, I'm going to be casting on 38 stitches and knitting 126 rows. Same as before, you create a 10-row base with the waist yarn, but this time you'll be working in a panel to create that nice rectangular shape. After creating the waist yarn base, you switch to the working yarn, leaving a long tail as usual. And then continue working up this 38 stitch panel until you get 126 rows. Once that's all worked up, you can cut your working yarn long and then switch to your waist yarn and then create another waist yarn base. Okay, so my back panel is now off the machine. For the front panels, you can start by casting on 38 stitches with your waist yarn and creating the base. And I'm just gonna keep going with my working yarn. Go ahead and knit 63 rows for the bottom portion of the front panels. This is the 63rd row, so I'm going to do 64 and then 65 and decrease on these 2 stitches because on the other panel I decreased on this side. So this time I'm going to be decreasing on this side. So let's do that. So this is 64, 65. Okay, so I'm going to stop 1 needle before and then pick up the yarn. There we go. And turn. Make sure it passes through both. Okay, just 5. Continue to decrease on every other row on that same side. And here's a better view of that. So as you go, you'll be creating a diagonal on this one side. When you do the other panel, you'll be doing it on the opposite side, and that will create the V-neck. And here I'll be doing the last decrease because I'll only be having 9 stitches left. And that will bring me to 126 rows. And then I'll switch to my waist yarn once again. For the second front panel, the steps will be identical except you'll decrease on the opposite side. Once you're done with the back and front panels, please go ahead and finish the edges by slip stitching through the loops. And then you can release the cast on and cast off waist yarn. Now to sew the back panel to the front panels. Okay, and I'm gonna start with the shoulders because that'll set up the armholes. So we're going to be using a mattress stitch to join these together. If there is a long end in the corner of your panel, you can start by using that and thread it through a yarn needle. For the shoulders, do a horizontal to horizontal mattress stitch. This is picking up the V of each stitch and alternating between sides. And I'm just going to keep going until I reach the end. Afterwards, you can tie a knot and sew the end into the lip of the seam. Then go ahead and do the same thing on the other shoulder seam. Okay, so here our shoulders are joined and now I can join the sleeve. So it's going to join together like this. Okay, so I'm starting to sew the back panel to the side of the arm sleeve. Since there are twice as many rows in an inch as stitches, I'm going to be sewing 2 of these to 1 of these. Okay, I took the long tail end from the sleeve and I sewed it to this part. Where is it? I'll start with this one. And then I'm going to be picking up 2 crossbars, so 2 stitches. And 1 stitch on this side and 2 stitches on this side. After sewing on the back panel, I'm going to secure that tail end and then start again on the top to sew the front panel to the sleeve. After that, secure the 2 tail ends and then sew down the side seams. In this section, pick up 2 crossbars from each side and alternate. This will connect the front and back panel sides. Then please repeat those steps on the other side and I'll meet you back here when it's done. This is my favorite part. Once the panels are together, you can try it on. But we do have one last step of adding the ties to keep the sides together. You can make your tie straps in any way you prefer, but I'm going to be using this icord maker since it just makes it really quick and I have it hooked up to an electric drill, so I was able to whip these out in 10 minutes. But I'll link another method of making these with knitting needles in the description below. So I've made some cords and you can see I left the ends kind of long. I'm gonna use that to sew it together. So you can see I just started sewing these 2. I sewed into the I-cord and back and forth between the edge of 3 stitches. So it makes like a nice tie off, very clean. Place a stitch marker in the side seams for where you want the tie to attach to. Put a stitch marker here and one on the inside here so that they can tie together. Then sew on the remaining straps. Make sure to sew in any remaining ends. And your wrap top is complete. You can wear it as shown here, or you can pull the inside strap to the outside through the nearest knit stitch. And tie the side straps together. Then you can tie the front straps together and it makes for a very flattering cardigan since the back ties are cinching the waist. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments. And if you followed along, I would be so happy to see how yours turned out. You can @ me on Instagram @KimsThreads. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.